welcome to episode 18. We are recording. It's going to be a great episode. Thanks for joining us, as always. West Coast Sports Junkies here. Mr. Chris, and we got Mike, and we got Dirty Dan, and Mr. Ty. A lot to get into tonight. We've got this is first of all 18th episode. That was a good year when I was 18, so that's great. Good times. We'll get into the Canucks getting some coaching staff people signed and hired, which is great. We'll get into the Montreal Le Canadien or Le Habitant. Wow, I'm very impressed. Boston got knocked out today, which is a plus, but we do have some words that were worth 25 grand. Roberto Luongo, PGA Tour, Fowler, UFC 263, and we're gonna get into the Euro Cup and talk a little bit about that, and then we'll get into Dirty Dan. But for now, since it is recording night, since it is, we're continuing our theme of the Travel BC parade. Tonight we have a special beer from Bright Eye Brewing called the Juice Wayne, like Bruce Wayne, but Juice Wayne. Let's crack this. Ooh, I just spilled it everywhere. Crack this beer and pour ourselves a glass, and then I'm gonna hand it over to Mr. Mike to see what he thinks about it.
All right. Juice Wayne IPA.
Yeah, it's a 6.5.
That is juicy. So this isn't named after Lil Wayne.
No, it's more after like Batman, Bruce Wayne.
Love it.
That's a tasty beer there, man. Thanks. That's really good. It's got like a juicy flavor to it, like almost like a grapefruity. Do you guys taste that?
Yeah, it's very
hoppier
juicy.
than your lagers there, Ty, but
yeah, this is it's a little hoppier, but really good,
Nice.
delicious.
Where is this Bright Eye located, Logan?
It is the pride of Kamloops.
Oh, nice.
So it was part of my drive through the BC interior and Kootenay area. So it's a tasty one. I actually went to that brewery, had dinner there. The food's really good too. They have one called the Drew Barrymore, which they didn't have when I was there. It was it's a fruity one. It's pink and stuff. It's really good. Tastes good.
Nice. We should check that out when we're up in Kamloops, hopefully later this summer, Dan.
Yeah, August long weekend. Yeah, we'll have to make sure we set some time for that for sure.
Yeah, it's on the other side of the river. So I know you guys usually stay down by Frickin' Frack.
Yep.
It's a little bit of a drive away, but definitely worth the drive. So make sure take a cab.
sorry there, boys. I spilt all over the place here. pouring that beer. Oh my god, it's like my first day.
Did you have too much head?
Sorry about that. Yeah, no, I never have too much.
All right. Well, so Ty, who'd the Canucks sign today, buddy?
They signed the guy that Demko has been raving about, which is very exciting. Ian Clark is back. He's done wonders for our goaltenders, it seems like, lately. Most recently, Markstrom and Demko, obviously.
Yeah.
And Baumgartner is back, as well as a couple other, I think, the conditioning coach. But it was exciting to hear there was a couple new faces, new hires. One being Brad Shaw, which I don't know a lot about, but from what I've read, sounds like he's been called the defenseman whisperer.
Yes, I saw that
Which-
today.
Which I like, and he could do some great things for our young defensemen because Edler leaves. I mean, we got Hughes, Rathbone, Yalevi, hopefully taking the next step, and he could do some things with those guys. What do you guys think? What do you think, Mike?
Absolutely.
Hold on. Before you get in, Ulevi. Ooh, I don't know, man. I'm thinking bust here, but go on, Mike. Sorry.
Yeah, no.
Still holding out hope.
I hope you're wrong, Chris. I mean, obviously, I've been excited for Levy since we drafted the guy, but yeah, you're right. I mean, it's been so disappointing ever since he's come along. You figure that by now he'd be in the lineup playing, a regular role and making his presence known, but just don't see it in him yet. Hopefully next year's the year. I mean, I don't know, but the Shaw guy, I just heard of him the last couple of days that he was going to be available, and then he was the next best available, and we scooped him up right away. So I'm pretty pumped about that. I've only heard good things about him. I haven't heard one negative thing about him. He was the assistant coach in Columbus there under Torts, one of my faves. I know you guys don't like Torts, but I love Torts.
He's a good defensive coach. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, and then we also signed the goalie coach. So today's a good day in the world. It's a good day to be a Canucks fan, I'd say.
Yeah, you guys have some faith, have some belief in Ole. You're not going to hit Quinn Hughes slam dunks every year. Let's give him some time. He's still a young gun. It's the train hasn't left the station yet. Hopefully, this Shaw can do it.
Hey, Ty, fact checker here. Who did Ulevi go before in his draft? Who was next after Ulevi? Just curious.
Good
That was Matthew Tkachuk. Correct,
yes.
Mike.
Okay. I just wanted to say that. Now go on.
I'll agree.
The train was missed on that one.
I'm hopeful because he still is young and defensemen do normally take longer to develop, but he has definitely needing to take the next step next year. Who knows? Maybe this coach can slap some sense into him, get him a little more confidence with the puck. But I think
he was
we
6
need him
overall
in our lineup.
too in that draft, was he not? He was top
was
10 for sure. I know that.
Yep.
You would want your top 10 picks to to be a big part of your team.
I was pissed when we drafted him, not gonna lie.
Really? I think
Canuck,
so
I think Canuck Nation was in general, especially when you talk about who was left on the board.
Yeah, there were some studs left there, but
there were.
What can you do,
Well, I think I remember Horvat, he was top 5, top 10. It took him a year or two to show.
Yeah, but it didn't take him 5 years.
Yeah.
Is my point.
He's now the captain of our team.
Well, true, but we all agree that defensemen take a little bit longer, a little bit more water to bloom.
Throw some stats out there, Dan. I'm going to have to check you on these. Top 5.
No, I think he was 9. At least top 10.
He was drafted 9th, and we got him in the Schneider pick.
Yes.
Trading for Schneider.
And look at Quinn Hughes. It didn't take him long. But hey.
Yeah.
Anyways, yes, Canucks made some office signings today. When are they going to sign the Sedins, I wonder?
I think it's coming.
Yeah.
Next couple of weeks, something's going to be mentioned for sure. I think they're still sticking around there.
It's kind of weird they haven't signed yet, though, after everything we've heard. I wonder what's taking them so long.
They're doing the grouse grind every day, and they forget to sign the paperwork, I guess. I don't know.
And school's not over. School's not over yet. They still got to make sure the kids get across the street, crossing guards.
That's true too.
That could be it.
You know what? I heard this on the radio station, but I was thinking it. I heard this this week locally here in Vancouver. Can you imagine? You got a couple years down the road, you got the Sedins in the front office, president and co-president, or whatever you want to call it. You got Luongo as the GM. And you got Burrows as the coach.
I knew you were going
there. That'd be good.
As the months go by here, that's less and less far-fetched. Like I could see that happening. Look at
hey, you mentioned it. What do you think about Burrows, assistant coach of the Montreal Canadiens, man? They're going to represent Canada in the conference finals. Is it the conference finals?
It is.
It is.
It's
that's
well deserved.
Unbelievable, hey?
It's well deserved. It's so good. You know what? I'm a Western guy, but Winnipeg, I'm not too sad to see them get eliminated, especially by the underdog. And, our West Coast boy, Anaheim Lake, Mr. Born in Vancouver, lived in Anaheim Lake, Carey Price, he's in net. Gallagher, he's from East Van, or no, he's from North Van.
Price is standing on his head, too.
Yeah, well,
he needs to.
He's been playing really well.
A lot of fans in Montreal are giving the praise to Burrows, too, though.
Yeah.
Him coming
Burrows.
in, and
We got all these Vancouver connections. You got Burrows, and then you got the game-winning goal. Scored
Toffoli.
by- Yeah. Where's your hashtag thank you Jim hat tonight?
Did you want to sign Toffoli last year?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we made that pretty clear here over the
Yeah.
the
What
last
year
few
that
months,
guy's
man.
had? Hey, Jesus Christ!
Can you imagine Jim Benning watching these? Like, give me a break. The guy's probably thinking he can't catch a break. Like,
Yeah.
he's haunted by this throughout the offseason now.
He's like, oh no, what are they gonna put on the plane tonight?
Yeah.
yep. Oh man.
Yeah, he was like good, but I just like didn't have any time to call him.
And the
then he,
article
like,
coming
got
out
away.
about him saying how he wanted to retire a Canuck and he had this great chemistry with our young cornerstone players. Like, it just makes you mad over and over again. It makes me mad over and over again. Anyways, I don't know about
the
Mike.
the gift that keeps on
What
giving.
do you guys think? I'm tired of talking about Jim Benning. Okay, what do you guys think about Montreal up against Colorado or Vegas? Think they got a chance?
Yes, and here's why they have a chance. And this happened with the Vancouver run, okay? First round, they came back from a 3-1 deficit, okay? They got lucky with Corey Perry knocking out Tavares, okay? Second round, they come in, Scheifele does that stupid moronic play, gets kicked out of the game, they sweep the Jets. Colorado and Vegas are going to go to game 7. Mark my words. You heard it here first. They're going to go to game 7. There's going to be some players knocked out, either a goalie, somebody's going to get hurt. They're going to go into the conference final beat up.
So you think it's just their years, like the stars are just aligning.
The stars are aligning. It's happening. Okay.
I disagree.
What do you
That's
say
good for
there,
you.
Ty?
And you're also wearing a pretty stupid shirt. So that's probably why. So anyways, go on.
Yeah, and you're fat.
They're gonna get smoked, man. Montreal's gonna get smoked. It's been a good run.
Mm-hmm.
They've done this before. They've got to the conference finals before in the last 6-7 years, back with PK Subban and all that. Vegas and Colorado both have the depth.
Mm-hmm.
I guess you could give, depending if he keeps playing up to this level price, you could give the edge to the Canadians with goaltending. But I mean, man, those Vegas and Colorado teams are just deep. They're fast. They're big.
Yeah.
And it's not going 7. Vegas is going to finish them off after that comeback yesterday.
Oh, no.
They're going to win in 6 in Vegas.
No.
And yeah.
Did you guys see those like the fans in Montreal partying on the streets
Yeah.
a couple nights ago? Like they're just going wild.
They are.
And I heard a bunch of analysts talking about like the loudest stadium and the craziest fans in the game, and they were mentioning only Vegas, which I've been to Vegas before, and yeah, they are pretty wild down there. They love their team, and New York Islanders, like that stadium that Barzell has, the Islanders just ripped that whole crowd, man. They're chanting his name, good boy from Coquitlam there. But do you think? I think seeing like a Vegas Montreal series would just be insane for the fans.
And you may see that, but I kind of think you're going to see Colorado because Vegas. I think Colorado's going to crank it up here for the last. But you
it's
over
crazy
there.
because yesterday.
No. Hold on. You over there, red shirt boy. Put your money where your mouth is. If you think that Vegas is going to be coming up against the Canadian, let's have a bet here.
Okay, what's the bet?
4 shots of Glenfiddich.
Why do you always go so crazy?
Oh, no, come on.
Why don't you want to just hurt your wallet there, Govit?
No. I want to hurt his pride.
4, that's like first of all, you sip that. You don't shoot that. I made that mistake before and it burns, man.
And you're drinking syrup, Chris.
No, I'm talking Glenfiddich here. Okay, fine. What do you want to shoot? Your choice. I'll do whatever you want.
You do 4, I do 4?
Yeah.
Whoever wins? I don't know. I'll do tequila. Delicious.
Okay, let's do it.
Some Casamigos, maybe. Okay. Deal. When we can, you can do them at the start of the Vegas Montreal series.
Mm-hmm.
I was watching the game last night with my daughter, and Colorado went up 2-0, and they were clearly the better team in the first little bit there. And I was just like, yeah, I can't. I think I even mentioned. I think I even texted you guys, and like Colorado just looks like it's down another level. Can't remember if it was you or someone else, but. And then all of a sudden, I think I had to do some errands or whatever, come back and it's 2-2. And then I started watching again, and then Fleury's standing on his head. Like if Fleury gets hot, you can't beat that team. I don't think.
There's been some big momentum swings in that series, obviously, like you were just talking about. But it's either been one. It's weird. It hasn't been like a crazy even series in terms of the play. It's either been Colorado dominated the first game and a half, then Vegas dominated, and then, like you said yesterday, Colorado dominated that game for the most part of it. But yeah, I just think they're gonna close it off in Vegas. Like you said, we've been to a game, which is true, but we haven't been to a playoff game in Vegas. That would be a whole nother level.
Yeah, right.
Man.
That would be
What are you gonna do, Ty?
Have you guys
What are
been
you
to a
gonna do,
stadium
Ty?
that's like that in the NHL?
You got Vegas, you got Vancouver, and you have the Kraken coming in. How many more teams do you want to have? Like what else do you need?
We all know my team is the Canucks, man, and I love sports. However, Vegas is one of my favorite cities in the world.
Yeah.
So obviously, when they got a hockey team, I like to go down there and watch games. I went to a Canuck game there, wore my jersey, and we got shut out, unfortunately. But back to your question, Mike, the craziest NHL arena I've been to was in Nashville, and it was pretty crazy. Just where it is too. Like it feeds right out on a Broadway there.
Was that
it's
playoffs?
Just a party atmosphere. No, it was the end
last
of the
game of the season. Yeah,
but they clinched the President's Trophy.
Oh, really? Okay.
So it was bumping in there.
Well, Chicago's pretty crazy too.
I remember you got those hats, those Smashville hats, and I was so pissed you can get me one.
the smash hat.
Yeah, the Smash. That's
so,
awesome.
Mike, you're back and forth here. What do you think? So, are you saying Colorado's going to win? Vegas is going to win? Is Montreal going to lose to either one of those? You know,
hold on, Dan. Sorry to interrupt you.
I'm trying to, piggyback on this bet here.
As you know, all the teams
hold on.
You know,
you just
like
reminded me, Dan, that Mike has picked a few teams that have just got swept recently.
Yeah. So you don't want me picking, man. Especially if you like a team out there. You don't want my
pick Vegas. Pick Vegas.
So far, I've taken the Oilers. I've taken the Penguins, and I've taken I've taken who else?
Jets.
The Jets.
You thought
and
they
I've
were going to win.
the Hurricanes.
Yeah.
All of which are gone, man. All of them are gone. So I don't stand a chance. I just want to see some good hockey. I want to see some good playoff hockey, and I think that we're getting that now, especially in that series, the Colorado Vegas series. I mean that's a really good. I saw, I love watching the Boston get their ass kicked by my boy Barzell.
Woo!
That guy's got some wheels, man. What a hockey player there. And so I don't know. I mean, who would I go with now? I'm going to go with the Canadians, man. I want to see them win. Obviously, that's just me.
Sorry, Chris.
Boy. Okay, so I think that literally sets it. I'll go with Ty. I'll go with Ty for Vegas.
Hey, you guys
didn't
want you on any part of my
we gotta continue testing the blackout theory.
Hey, that being said, too, I'd love to see Vegas win it. I'd love to see Vegas win it. Love to see the Islanders win it. Who else is left?
Yeah, speaking about the Islanders, like you just said, how good
I
is
don't
it
want
to
to see Tampa win it. I don't want to see Tampa repeat.
Getting knocked out. Hey, Bruins are gone. Even after the desperate plea from their coach Cassidy about the poor officiating.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, get the violins out for sure.
He clearly didn't pay enough. He should have paid $50,000. Then maybe he might have had a chance of winning the game.
Yeah, no, it's good to see them out. I mean, that's the one team that I absolutely hate in the NHL today is Boston. I just can't stand Marchand just from what he did to us back in 2011. And ever since then, comes here and he's kissing his ring on his fingers.
Oh yeah, I've had enough of seeing him on my TV, even these playoffs. So
I'm surprised he didn't break my TV.
Yeah,
for obvious reasons. What about Luongo? Luongo, did you see him pull the trophy above his head?
Yeah. Awesome. Love to see that as well.
Good. Did you guys watch any of that tournament?
Yeah, I saw a little bit here and there, yeah, and I saw a lot of the highlights.
I know you guys keep on harping on Benning about getting rid of or losing to Foley. What about Stretcher?
That's another thank you Jim moment right there.
Yeah, man. I like
thing that he has to listen to this summer.
What a tournament he had, and man, he put up some offense too, which is not really like him. But man, he looked really good out there. And yeah, when he was here, he was one of my favorite players. He gave my son a hockey puck when we went to a game once when my son was 2. And awesome. So ever since then, we were always cheering for him and stuff. But whatever. I wish him best of luck in Detroit. going forward.
Yeah, that was another one I didn't get, that signing. Like, he signed for so cheap in Detroit.
Yeah,
And he was a really good like depth defenseman. Super solid, and he just proved it in the Worlds.
We saw in this tournament that he can actually put up some points too, though.
So I just said, he just proved it in the Worlds.
Yeah, that pass he made was crazy. That was the highlight reel
in the overtime goal, right?
Yeah,
they didn't even after that game. They weren't even looking to speak to. I don't even know who it was that scored. They all wanted to speak this to Troy.
Yeah, it's funny. Did you see his little interview? He had a missed call from Florida.
Yeah.
So he called it back or whatever. And I guess he said, "Hey, is this Roberto Luongo?" I guess I don't know. He probably knew he might be getting the call or this or that. And Luongo responded, "Hey, is this Troy from Richmond?" Because that's what everyone calls him in Vancouver, right?
Oh, really?
Yeah. Funny little moment there. But yeah, another thank you, Jim moment. Put on your hat, Mike. We need to have that out here.
Yeah,
when we take a break, I'll go put it on for you guys, okay?
Shooter McGavin. Time to talk some golf. What do we got? Who's talking? Mr. Mike.
Ty, you go ahead, man.
All right.
Hold on.
Golf update.
Hold on. I eat pieces of shit like you for breakfast.
You eat pieces of shit for breakfast?
No. Go ahead. Sorry, I had to do that.
Yeah, so the PGA Memorial Golf Tournament down at Jack Nicklaus's course in Ohio. It was overshadowed by a major event that unfolded after the third round on Saturday, where John Rahm was told during the broadcast as he walked off the 18 green, which was super awkward and weird, that he had tested positive for COVID. Now, at this point in the tournament, he had a 6-shot lead. And, it was pretty much wrapped up. Obviously, he had to play Sunday. $1.3 million purse. Looks like he just has to go out there, cruise on Sunday, shoot an even par round. No one's going to catch him, especially at that course, tough course. And he's forced to withdraw. Like, it just was absolutely insane. Crazy scene. Fans were everywhere. I have no idea why the PGA Tour decided to do that there. Like, they couldn't wait for the guy to get back to the scorer's room where he signs his scorecard. Yeah. Like, they made it a big made-for-TV spectacle. I thought it was pretty embarrassing by the tour. Felt bad for Rahm. And
oh man,
what do you guys
so
think?
Unfortunate, man. Like, and he was crushing that tournament too. Like you said, 6-shot lead going into Sunday. It was after Saturday's round, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
As soon as he walked off 18,
my God,
man.
It's one. And even the winner didn't even come close to his score. So you don't think he's going to shoot a +6 come Sunday. That's $1.6 million he gives up. And but I mean, but what's with this COVID testing? The same thing happened with the Canucks. They take a test. Why don't they know within 45 minutes? Like, why do they have to play the whole round of golf and then, like
the whole event surrounding it? I still don't even know the whole story because there's so many things about it, but it's super shady and weird. It seems like he was actually exposed to someone on like Wednesday. I watched a Xander Schauffele short interview today where he said he was supposed to play in a Pro-Am on Wednesday with Rahm, obviously, and a couple people that had the spot, like fans, and he kind of was wondering what was happening, why Rahm canceled. And Rahm's like, oh, they're doing contact tracing, this and that. I was exposed. So I don't get how he was able to continue playing. Like, how do they not figure it out? Like,
or even start.
If you're a close contact
tournament,
here,
yeah.
If we're a close contact to someone, you are, you get tested
dead.
and you isolate.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And how can the Canucks know within 45 minutes and it takes them how many hours to fucking know? And even if he's on the golf course and they know, they should tell him on the third tee box because he's going to walk around, 15 more holes and who knows who's going to touch or whatever, give out his ball or his glove to a kid or whatever. Right.
Yeah, really weird circumstances, and the PGA completely messed that up. It overshadowed, which is normally one of the, not the best, but a great tournament every year. And it worked out well for Patrick Cantlay. So Cantlay and Morikawa were tied 6 back heading into Sunday. And Cantlay, like you said, no one posted even close to his score that
I think they were even par on
out.
Sunday. They were like minus 12, minus 13.
Like I said,
was the
tough
winning score.
course. It was fairly tough conditions, and it worked out well. Cantley won. He did what he had to do and won. You can't blame him, obviously, but the John Rahm thing completely overshadowed the tournament, which is too bad because it's one of the it's a fun one to watch every year.
I felt so bad for John Rahm, knowing he just became a new father not too long ago. I think it was right around the Masters.
Yeah.
And this would have been the first tournament he's won since then. And he won it last year. He would have been a back-to-back champ. And it was in the bag. It was in the bag. And then this happens. Like, Jesus, I don't know if he's got any kind of argument. I mean, I know he's not that kind of guy. He's just gonna move on and go and he'll play in the US Open next week. And
hopefully his quarantine, I think, ends the day before.
Yeah, right. Hopefully, imagine he can't play.
So he did release a statement.
Hasn't practiced in 2 weeks.
That he said him and his family are doing okay. He's disappointed, but he understands, and like just a classy response. I mean, obviously he would say that, but I'm sure he's pissed. And it was super unfortunate, and it overshadowed the entire tournament.
Yeah, absolutely, man. It was that was something else. I mean, obviously you don't want anyone to get COVID, but
100%.
Definitely overshadowing and to the leader too by that kind of a score. But what can you do, right?
Exactly. And like you mentioned, the US Open is in a few weeks. We're not going to get into that too much. Obviously, we'll get into that next week, but we do want to mention that Fowler attempted to do the local qualifiers, and he actually got to like the last step in a playoff for one of those last qualifying spots for it. And he unfortunately missed out by a stroke, which is disappointing for you and me, Mike, as we're Fowler fans.
Totally. And he's been playing some good golf lately too. Even in this tournament, made the cut. He was I think he was like 10 shots off the lead, but he was in there. Any of these guys that make a cut in a tournament like Jack's tournament, all the big names are in it, right? It's basically a US Open or major, can be argued. But and even in the majors he played in the PGA Championship, he was in the hunt. He was up there. It's gonna be it's gonna be odd watching golf without
another major without him, because
he's one of those exciting players that you want to see in there, especially when Tiger's not in there, right? You want to have your flashy guys with some pizzazz.
Remember that stretch for a few years where he was like top 5 in every major.
Yeah,
he didn't win one, but he was like right there every tournament. It seems like he said he's kind of turned the corner and his game's rounding into form. He changed his swing coach, something about some eyewear he's wearing that apparently helps him see the ball, which I think you and Dan should look into for our rounds of golf that we play. But yeah, one thing that was interesting is, so Phil Mickelson, he was given a special exemption by the USGA for this upcoming US Open.
Yeah, I heard about this.
To play, but obviously he doesn't need it anymore because he just won the PGA Championship and all that stuff. But he actually tweeted out that he wants his special exemption to go to Fowler, which I don't think it works like that. But I mean, that was a cool gesture from Phil, who obviously knows and appreciates the impact Fowler has when he's out there. So I thought that was pretty cool to see.
Absolutely, yeah.
And
very classy, very classy.
Who knows? Let's see if they do something. And then in the week and a half here and somehow get Fowler in.
Yeah, well, I'm excited for the US Open, always am, major tournament, and it's gonna suck to have Fowler not there, but I mean the show goes on, so we'll see what happens.
For sure. We'll get into that next week, and I really hope we're gonna be talking about Bryson and Brooks paired together for the first 2 rounds of the US Open.
Could you imagine? Oh my God. You need to have a Fowler in between there just to like separate the two.
Can you imagine the ratings? Like if they're smart, they will do that. So let's hope that's in the cards for us, and we'll talk about it next episode.
Absolutely.
Time! They slayed the dragon! It's a wonderful day for an exorcism. Junkies pounced, and England are hurt! Touchdown Seahawks!
for the UFC update. Mike, what do we got, buddy?
All right, man. Yeah, this is it. This is the big one. UFC 263, the one I've been waiting for months. It's in Glendale, Arizona this Saturday, June 12th. And it's got my boy, Nate Diaz, the Diaz brothers, Nate Diaz,
209,
Leon
bitch.
Edwards. Yeah, they got 2 title fights on this one. Unfortunately, Diaz is not the main event. You got Israel Adesanya versus Marvin Vettori, the Italian Dream. That's the main event for the middleweight title of the world. We also got the flyweight championship with Devin Figurato versus Brandon Moreno. They're running back a fight that they had previously. Same with the main event. They also had a fight previously. Also running that one back. Leon Edwards versus Nate Diaz. That's going to be the first fight in UFC history to be not a main event. That's going to be a 5-round fight. And we got so Leon Edwards. He's the third-ranked welterweight in the world up against my boy Nate Diaz. We also have Damian Maia, the grandpa, versus Bilal Muhammad, and Paul Craig versus Jamal Hill. Where do you guys want to start? Top, bottom? Where are we going?
Well, let's go with your homeboy, Compton, or what was it?
Oh my God, Stockton,
Stockton.
man.
Stockton,
Compton.
mother. Come on. 209, bitch.
Okay.
Represent.
I
Stockton.
got to get my zip codes fact check. Okay. 209.
Want to start
bitch.
there? Okay, so we got Leon Edwards. Leon Edwards, he looked phenomenal in his last fight. He has lost 3 fights in MMA, but he's on a tear. He's, like I said, he's a third-ranked welterweight in the world right now, up against Nate Diaz, who's not even ranked. The odds on this one, we have Nate Diaz coming in a heavy underdog. He's a plus 400, and we have Leon Edwards at minus 575. So breaking it down real quick, Leon Edwards has not fought in a 5-round fight before. Like I said, he's looked great. He's got great movement. He's got great footwork. He's a great counter fighter. He always gets out of it. He's a great clinch, comes out throwing elbows, throwing punches. Does he have the stamina? I don't know. We know that Nate Diaz has got the stamina. We know that he can go those distance. We know that Nate Diaz comes to fight every single time. These are the fights. He called this guy out. He called out Leon Edwards. He wanted this fight. Nate Diaz, for the last time we saw him fight, was up against Jorge Masvidal. He lost that fight. He did not look very good in that fight, I would say, but he lost that fight due to a cut on his eye, and he had surgery since then. And I just know the Diaz brothers, they've been training hard since then, so they haven't probably taken a day off. That's my value pick of the night. My value pick's right there. I'm going with Nate Diaz. I think that he's just going to take the beatings. He takes a lot of damage in all his fights. He's going to take it in this one, but he's going to come out on top in rounds 4 and 5. That's where I'm going.
So Ty, I guess since you're wearing your England shirt, you got to go with Edwards because he is from England.
No, I'm going with Diaz as well. He's just he's fun to watch. I don't think he has a very good chance in this fight. I'm not going to lie, but it is a good value bet. It's a fun bet. I think the only thing that works in his favor, like Mike was saying, is it's a 5-round fight, and Edwards could get fatigued. He's never been in a long 5-round fight, like Mike said, so I think he could do some damage in the 4th and 5th rounds. But I don't know. It's a weird fight for Diaz to call him out, I think.
Oh, especially
why
I think I
is it
mentioned it on the
fight?
show a while back. I said, "Is he stupid? What are you doing?"
Yeah.
Like Leon Edwards is, he's a title contender, and
Exactly.
he looked great in his last fight. He fought that Bilal Muhammad. That was the eye poke. Remember? He was completely dominating that fight. Eye poke, and then it's a no contest.
So why is it a 5-round fight? Why I thought only title fights or
It was probably negotiated between Diaz. Diaz probably wanted that for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got the stamina. He's definitely. I mean, he's a triathlete. They train like all day and night.
100%.
Guys. He wanted the
Man?
5-round fight.
Is
got the experience
he
there,
an
too.
Ironman champion?
He's an Ironman. Yeah. No, he's not. I don't think he's a champion, but he's an Ironman.
I totally agree, Mike. I'm pretty sure that's something he wanted negotiated in there. He's probably thinking in a 3-round fight, he would be taken down, and it's going to be tough for him to win those early rounds. So give him a chance later in the fight
Exactly.
where he likes to shine. But yeah, I totally agree.
Mm-hmm.
So going to Maya,
kinda-
you said grandpa, old man, still hobbling around here.
43 years old.
Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah. 43 years old. He's up against Bilal Muhammad. So Bilal Muhammad's the guy that fought Leon Edwards last and got the eye poke. So the only thing I can see. So in this one, the odds you got Damian Maya coming in at a plus 195, and then Muhammad is a minus 245. I'm going with Muhammad in this fight. I think Maya's done. I mean, he's got to get back on the win streak. I think he's lost 3 in a row. Don't quote me on that. I think, but it's just at 45 years old, 43 years old. Like, come on, man. What do you got to do? The only thing I can see, I mean, maybe Bilal's eye. There's more damage to it than we think.
From
you know what I mean? From that nasty poke.
Edwards,
who knows?
Fight, yeah.
But my pick in that fight is Bilal Muhammad for sure. I think he's going to finish the fight too.
I would agree. I think Maya, like you said, one of those old timers that are just trying to hang on for a little bit too long. And I think it's, time to just pass it on and just enjoy retirement. So, yeah, I would agree with you, Mike.
Yeah.
I'm still kind of pissed at Dana White though.
Why?
Because he deleted our fucking video off of YouTube. That's why.
Because you can't show highlights, man, of the fights.
Oh, whatever.
I know it's.
We're trying to promote this thing, man.
I know. So I guess that's just one of the things. Whatever, we can.
I was thinking it might help us. Like, does this mean we made it? The UFC's listening to us and taking us down.
Dana White is probably out there every night. What's up? Oh, did they put my video?
Just scouring YouTube every night.
Somebody put my video. I own that video. You're not allowed to put that on your show.
Yeah. So let's get back to the fights real quick. We got the first fight on the main card. Kicking it off is Paul Craig versus Jamal Hill. These two have been wanting to fight for a long time. They hate each other. There's been some bad blood. They're back and forth on social media all the time. They're in each other's faces. I've been wanting to see this fight. I think it was for at least 6 months. It's been canceled due to COVID and all this other crap going on. So this fight, we have Paul Craig coming in as a plus 250, and we have Jamal Hill as a minus 320 heavy favorite. Hill has not been defeated yet in MMA. I believe he's 8-0. Craig, he's 14-4. Craig's got a 4-fight win streak. Craig has a grappling advantage. Obviously, Hill's got the stay on my feet, boxing and kickboxing advantage. Great in the clinch as well. In this fight, I believe Craig can take him down. I think he's going to take him down. He's a bigger dude. I think he's going to get him down to the ground, and his grappling is going to be the difference. I'm going with the underdog on this one. I'm taking Paul Craig to start off the night at plus 250.
Oh, wow.
So whatever you hear on
the
the show,
underdogs.
whatever you hear on the show, bet the other way.
Hey,
okay?
the last, I don't know how.
I was going to throw
show,
Hill into one of my favorite parlays that I'm going to do for the night. But hey, you made some good points. We'll see what happens.
Since we started the show, I've lost the first fight, like the kickoff of the main card every single time, and it always messes up my parlay. And
but
my parlay is going to be all my picks.
I feel like you get a little too bold. Like, I understand it and I understand the value, but don't include these underdogs in your big parlay to start off the night.
This one, I might not add it in there, but I'm going to be adding Nate Diaz in there. So, I mean, what if he's going to hit it? I'm also going to bet him straight up too. So
that's true.
Go big or go home, right? I only want to bet. I only want to bet a little to win a lot. I don't want to risk too much.
Fair enough.
It's going to be a good night, good fight night. I am going to watch it. Whatever my beef with Dana, whatever, I'm still gonna watch it. It's gonna be a great fight night. So
I'm sure you guys will settle out of court.
Yeah. Well. Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about the championship bouts this weekend. Let's do the co-main first. The flyweight championship of the world. We have Davison Figueiredo versus Brandon Moreno.
These rematch.
These two fought, I believe, I would say December, not that long ago, but they fought. And I don't know if you guys watched it or not. It was definitely during the COVID era. And, it was a close fight. They were both stunned in the fight. Figueiredo won by a split decision draw. And what happened was he kicked the guy in the nuts a couple times, and they took a point away from him. That point caused it to be a draw. So it was a draw. He was the champion going into it, so he was still remained the champion in the fight. So they're running this one back. It was a good fight. We got Figueroa coming in the favorite at minus 240. And we have Brandon Moreno at a plus 190. Dana White came out and said that was probably the greatest fight in flyweight history. Was the fight that they had. If you guys haven't seen it, you guys should go back and watch it. It went 5 rounds. It was great. And like I said, that whole point deduction cost him the fight. So, I'm going with Figueroa in this fight. I think he's just the bigger guy. He's the stronger guy. He's fat. I mean, he's faster. He's the champion. He's champion for a reason. So he's my man. That's what I'm going with. He's the favorite, minus 240. Agree or disagree with me?
I agree. He's being added to this favorite parlay, which I will reveal later in the show for everybody. But I totally agree. I think obviously he won the first fight without those unfortunate illegal blows.
Yeah.
And like you said, he's a bigger guy. I think it'll be a good fight. Could be fairly close.
I think it's going to go the distance again, too. That's
I agree.
Bet you can make.
Figueroa, I think, is going to win that one as well.
All right. Okay, the main event of the evening, Israel Adesanya, Izzy versus Marvin Vettori, the Italian Dream. I mean, we all know who Israel Adesanya is, right? He's probably one of the most dominant champions currently. He comes into this fight at a minus 265 favorite. Vettori is a plus 215. They both fought in 2018 before Izzy was the champion, and it was a close fight. It was a 3-round fight, split decision win for Adesanya, and it was close. Vettori was able to take him down. He was able to do his ground and pound. Similar to
he
Vettori,
got better as that fight went on too.
Yeah, absolutely. And similar to the fight that he had against the mouth there, Kevin Holland, his last fight, he was able to take him down all 5 rounds and just completely dominate the guy. Izzy is sort of a similar build to Kevin Holland, and then Israel Adesanya went up in the weight class to fight Blachowicz. So obviously lost that fight. Similar style to how Vettori fights,
And that was his last fight.
That was his last fight, yeah. So, who am I going with this fight? I'm actually going for the underdog in this one. I'm going for Marvin Vettori, the Italian Dream, to take him down and do his thing. And he's going to be the next champion of the world in the middleweight division.
Looking to become the first Italian UFC champion.
That's right.
Did that have anything to do with your pick, Mike?
Any fighters in the?
I will finally be able, Tyler, to correct your fact check, because Matt Serra, who is Italian, won the UFC championship.
He was Italian.
He's American. He's American.
Italian American.
Oh, please.
He's American.
Look at this munchie cake over here.
You're wrong. You're completely wrong.
He won. He's Italian.
He's American. Look it up.
If Matt Serra can speak Italian, I'll be shocked. And that's how I judge people. If you can speak Italian,
Vettori
you're Italian.
Italian, born and raised, Italian passport only.
Now we're going to be all specific and picky over here.
If you don't speak the language, you're not the fucking culture, okay? That's why
he's American.
Ty is allowed to wear an English jersey because he speaks English.
I cannot believe that you actually tried to call me out on a fact-checking thing with that one. Anyways, proceed.
So my bets, just to recap real quick, I'm going with Marvin Vettori at plus 215. This is also my parlay. All 5 of these fighters are going to be on my parlay. I'm going to go with Devison Figueroa minus 240, Nate Diaz 209 bitch at plus 400, Bilal Muhammad minus 245, and Paul Craig plus 250. I don't know what it's going to pay me, but it's going to be vacation time once I hit that baby. And I'm also taking Vettori and both the main and the co-main events to go the distance.
Nice,
right,
I like it.
Well, we will be checking these bets next week, and hopefully do well. Actually, post them on Instagram as well, just before fight night.
Just before we end this part, I'd like to actually give this segment. I'd like to give a shout out to one of our local fans who's been following us is very, very in tune with the UFC segment and our picks. Mike Basra, if you're listening, take note and please let us know how you do versus Mike's picks. We'll be looking forward to hearing your results. Shoot us in our DM.
There's a couple heart bets in here from me too, though. Like for sure the Diaz one.
Here comes the justification now.
That's the Diaz,
Diaz
that's
and
my heart
Vettori.
pick, and that's my
what I
heart
was
pick,
saying.
and the you know the what did I call it earlier? There's a brilliant name for it.
The
Value
pick?
pick. My
Oh.
value pick.
Yeah.
Ty, what are you doing? What's your parlay?
So I was talking about, I got the favorites parlay. So I'm doing Mohamed, Figueiredo, and Adesanya. They're all about around minus 250 or so. It pays out. You bet $50, it pays out about 80. I'm not trying to go on vacation. It's just the small wins here. And
They're opening
also-
up for vacays, baby.
yeah, we'll save those bets for Vegas, baby.
Yeah, that's right.
All right.
I'm also gonna put a little bet on Diaz, just because he's fun to watch. I hope he pulls it off. But yeah, good UFC this weekend, and we'll recap next week.
Absolutely.
Matt,
And yeah, UFC, we'll see what happens. I can't wait to see you guys with your bets and to see, you know what, if you just make one of those parlays, I'd be happy for you. But make sure that you post it on Instagram. Make sure that our loyal faithful get a chance to bet like you, and then they can cry like you guys do too. Right? It's time. Oh, what am I wearing here? Look at this. Oh yeah, right on the heart here. What's this? Oh yeah, it's Euro Cup time. Anyways, Croatia's playing very soon, but Italy starts first, unfortunately, for all the non-Italian fans. Actually, you know what? What am I saying? You know what? I'm just excited that it's starting, and we're a year late on Euro. Very excited that it's starting. I will watch the first game. I think everybody in this room, other than maybe the Mariners fan over there, will. But very exciting times. Okay, so we're gonna get into, like, we kind of broke it down last week. I think Portugal is probably gonna have the hardest time getting out of their group. I think it's gonna be Germany first there. But anyways, let's go through our picks. Mike, just so you know, the Mariners are not playing in the Euro Cup.
What?
Yeah, that's right.
The Canucks?
No, the Canucks either.
Seahawks?
No, and neither is Canada. Just
Nate
an FYI.
Diaz, 209, bitch.
Yeah. So I'm obviously, I'm gonna bet with my heart right here, and that's where I'm going. Ty, do we have a bet for the England game since you're wearing that stupid shirt? I'm gonna add that again.
let's do it. Sunday, right? Sunday morning.
Sunday morning, 6 a.m.
Ooh. Yeah,
Ooh,
let's do it. What
sleeping.
do you want to bet?
Bet
Sleeping
shot
man.
per goal.
Shot per goal, live on FaceTime.
Ty loves his drink early before noon.
No, but sure. Let's do that.
Okay, shot per goal, and then one for the win, and then one on air next week.
Let's just do per goal. I want to
Croatia
save you
plays
the one
England
when they
first?
win.
Yeah, Croatia plays England first. The rematch of the semifinal in the World Cup last time, where Mandzukic pounced and England were hurt.
It's
Yeah.
the two winners of the group playing first.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
But yeah, so you have Croatia.
I've obviously got Croatia.
Shocker.
Right here. Check this out. You can't even tell this is checkered, but it is. See, you look closely. Black.
Mm.
It's all black.
So
Yeah.
contrary to what some of you believe, I am not Russian. So I'm not picking Russia for this tournament.
What?
I'm actually part English. So that
Ugh.
being said, I am going with England as my Euro Cup pick, and I'm going to be their good luck charm, and they're going to get their first Euro Cup victory. You heard it here first.
Yeah,
Mike,
we're
you
gonna,
got-
we're gonna laugh at that later, but okay.
Well, in the Euro Cup, I'm going to go with the only team I've ever supported in these World Soccer events or World Euro, whatever. My mom being born in Italy and being full Italian, I'm half Italian. And so that's who I'm going with. I'm going to be watching on Friday. They kick it off at noon. I'll be watching Italy play Turkey, and that's my team. Always has been. So that's who I want to win.
Nice pick, Mike. I have a question for you. So, are you Canadian or are you Italian?
I'm Canadian.
Okay.
100%. But my
Clarify
my
that.
heritage, my
I know.
mom is
I
from
know.
Italy. That's why.
Clarifying that for Dan. Dan, who you got?
Well, whoops. I'm gonna go with.
Sorry about that. Okay, go ahead.
That's what happens to that song. It just doesn't want to turn on until you start moving.
Yeah, well, I'm not gonna go into a long explanation of my heritage. or
Oh,
background.
Germany, right? That's what you're going for?
Yes, you're right. Portugal is in the most difficult group, the group of death, and our ancestry can be followed at some part down the line to Portugal. Portugal has always been my team of choice, and that's my pick.
Was it Luis Figo that you like so much, or was it Ronaldo, or what? Who
I like
was your
Figo.
Portugal? I like Figo too. Fuck. what a good player.
Raul, back in the day, Figo.
Yeah.
Figo, but obviously, in modern times, Cristiano Ronaldo, he's, in my opinion, and I'm sure anyone that watches soccer in the last few years of his career, he's definitely going to go down as one of the best soccer players in our generations. And yeah, it's just going to be awesome to see. So I'm taking Portugal.
Okay, what's our bet? Whoever gets knocked out, shot on air, right?
How about if
Yep,
one of the
yep.
teams wins it, right? Say my team wins, or Ty's team wins, or Govik, your team wins, or Dan's team wins. The other three guys got to buy him a jersey from that team of a player of his choice.
Okay, I like that.
And
Ooh, I like that.
And or maybe you want to have his own name put on the back, whatever. And yeah, I guess we'll do a shot bet. I mean,
Why don't we just go not if they win? Whoever goes the furthest out of all the
no,
teams.
let's just go if they win, man. Come
They
on.
got it.
Oh,
They got
man,
it.
fuck, come on, man.
They gotta win.
They gotta win.
Jersey bet,
Somebody
those
has
jerseys
to
can
win.
be expensive, dude.
So
And
there's
they
four
fit
of
tight.
us.
You gotta lose. I gotta lose like 20 pounds just to get into one.
And I'm scared to put mine on. I have like 10 of them. I have like every year that they come out, I get at least either the home or the away jersey. And right now I put the last one on and I was like, whoa.
Is Croatia's jersey blue this year, or is it the red
No,
and white?
it's the red and white for the home and then like a black and gray for the away.
Okay,
Nice.
cool.
Good
Yeah, I
stuff.
saw
So
highlights of them from the world, I think, and they were in blue. And I was like,
Yeah.
All I could tell from that crest that you have on your chest there, that's how I could tell it was a Croatian team.
Yeah, I know. It's pretty discreet, this black. I like the red and white. It really stands out. It shows you who we are.
Yeah.
Now, Govik, for obviously the Euro Cup, it's been postponed from last year, but is there an actual host city or is there like several host cities? I'm not
There's several
sure.
host cities.
It's all
There
over
is
the
several.
place.
It's
all
all
over the
pretty much
place,
all over Eastern Europe, I think, right?
Yeah, it's not in no, it's in first game's in Rome, man. It's not it's not I mean, if you consider Rome Eastern Europe, sure, but I mean I don't, but Eastern Europe you get a little bit better as you go east, right? That's the whole point, right? So no, it's all over the place. You know what? I like the format. I like what I see. I like that Croatia's first game against England is at Wembley Stadium. That to me is wicked because they're gonna get a beating at home. Love it. Oh,
That's awesome.
mhm.
It's cool that Italy's first game is in Rome there. I was at that stadium a couple of years ago
Yeah.
when I went to Italy.
Yeah. What you think was nicer, Rome or Dubrovnik? Just curious.
Rome was my favorite city. I thought it was awesome. But,
was it
you
Rome
would
or was
say-
it the Vatican that you liked?
No, the Vatican wasn't my favorite part of Rome. It's just a cool city, man. It's so big. There's so much to see.
Mhm.
The just everything about it was awesome. Like I said, went to a soccer game there and everything. But I wish I got to see more of Croatia next trip back to Europe. I definitely will spend some time in Croatia because we just stopped there for a day on a cruise. But yeah, it was beautiful.
Yeah. Well, here I'll give you the, and I tell this to everybody. My best man at my wedding was supposed to be there for a couple of days, and when he and his fiance got there, and that's the fucking thank you Jim guy here. They were like, we can't leave. Why would we go? Where would we go? Why? This is fantastic, right? We had lots of coffee. It was good.
Good stuff.
Well, just a little fact check because, we're all about checking the facts. 11 host countries: Spain, Scotland, Russia, Romania, Netherlands, Italy, Hungary, Germany, England, Denmark, and Azerbaijan. Yeah. Azerbaijan.
One just was.
Azerbaijan.
Wembley Stadium, the biggest stadium out of all those host countries, will be hosting the final.
Oh, cool.
So that's
bullshit
pretty cool.
again.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, Azerbaijan is. Are they in it? They must be. They're a host country.
Yeah,
I don't know.
They weren't not in your picks to get out of the group, so you didn't mention them.
Azerbaijan. Azerbaijan is a big oil country. Anyways,
there you go.
What else you got, Mike? What's your other Euro Cup prediction here?
I think that. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea. I don't really follow soccer too much, dude. I can't.
You're gonna follow with me, buddy. You're gonna.
I'm gonna watch the Euro Cup for sure, but I'm gonna watch my team. I'll watch your team. I'm probably not gonna tune in for England or Portugal unless they're in like the semis or quarter. Like in the big games there. But
let's be honest. A lot of it comes down to the times for you on when you're gonna watch.
Yeah, I'm not going to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning, but I might record. I'll probably record the game you guys are talking about, the Croatia-England game. That sounds like a big one. I'll probably record that game.
We should just get together. It's on Sunday.
At 6 in the morning. I'm not just going to get together.
Let's get together. No, let's get together.
Why don't we have a sleepover and then that'll be more.
Sure.
Let's get together and get a mimosa tower going.
Yeah. Let's
meet up at the Longhorn and Whistler.
No, not meet up let's make our own. How do you do it? You get like 3 liters of champagne.
1.5 liters of champagne.
1.75 liters.
Okay.
Dan, fact checker. What was it?
Okay. I think it was 1.5. But
I'll confirm on Sunday.
1.5 liters of champagne. Then what? Orange juice with it?
That's it.
Yep. That's it.
Okay. Well, let's do it. Then we'll drink that all morning. We'll watch Croatia beat down England. Ty can do his shots right in front of me. I don't have to call him and verify or anything. Just do it right in front of me. And then, and then we go to sleep.
I might be up to watching it on Sunday morning, but I can't drink that like that. I gotta coach my kids' football game on Sunday.
It's not this Sunday. It's the following. Or no, is it this? It is this Sunday.
It is this Sunday.
I have to go and pick up a trailer. Damn it. Okay, I'll have to have a nap.
For who, Chris?
Don't worry about it. Anyways, that's it. Euro Cup. Boom. Friday,
thank you,
Italy.
Mike.
Let's go. Let's go. Woohoo. Woohoo. Time for the dirty talk. Dirty Dan. Dirty East fan.
Oh, hold on.
No,
we're again.
Fucking in the middle of this shit, man.
I just thought of something for Dan that this makes more sense for our podcast.
This is what he looked forward to the whole night.
He's like,
he got it. He had just had his shot.
He's just getting lubed up. He's just getting
dirty time. It's dirty balls. All right, it's time for the dirty talk with Dirty Dan from Dirty East Van. Dirty time. Dirty. Dan, what do you got for us, Dirty Dan?
What's going on, guys? Hope you guys are having a great evening on this beautiful Wednesday. It is hump day. It's the Dirty Talk with Dan Nandez on the West Coast Sports Junkies podcast. This weekend, wow. You know what? I'm going to just get right into it. I brought it up last week about the Mayweather, this Instagram, YouTube sensation, Logan Paul, coming out in social media. They get it done. I don't know what everyone's seeing on the social media, but seems to be a disgrace to boxing. Mayweather, I don't know if, he's just trying to now just do these cash grabs, media attention, branding. I mean, at the end of the day, it seems like if he just stands in the ring, it's $100 million he gets in his pocket. But it's not even entertaining, first of all. Pay-per-view was on a Sunday, so clearly they're dropping in the charts. But now UFC fighters, Dana White on a little bit of hot water from Logan Paul, how his UFC fighters can't even make $100,000 if you're lucky on, the main card. And he's making probably going to be close to $20-30 million. A lot of UFC fighters are taking notice. A lot of people got questions. And what was really funny? You know what Dana White said? Maybe you should have been a YouTube sensation. You know what? Let's hit the hardwood floor. NBA playoffs. What is the NBA finals without King James? And it's going to be the first time. Well, I mean, since he went to the Lakers, he didn't actually make the playoffs. But since he's been in the playoffs, he's normally a guaranteed pick going to the final. Not swept, but knocked out first round by the Phoenix Suns. Everyone's talking King James. It's time to retire. You know what? The light is done. Time to, just set sails and leave LA. He's won 3 titles with 3 different teams. He's had obviously an amazing career. He didn't have that, little break like Michael Jordan did. Yes, different era, different level of play. But you know what? My opinion, King James, he's still the king. He had some injuries. He's not obviously, the leader that he was, 5 years ago. I actually will compare him to Tom Brady. He can no longer handle and carry the full weight on his shoulders. Been doing it for too long. Anthony Davis did get injured. Supporting cast needs to play better. But you know what? King James, he's still got a couple years left. I think the Lakers will rebound. It's not over for King James. Bring one more back to the Lakers. That is it, ladies and gentlemen, for the Dirty Talk with Dan Nandez. Have a great week. Enjoy this weather. As always, stay dirty.
Let's get into it.
Dirty Dan. I thought you were going to get a little bit dirtier, Dan, but
as we're getting, sort of teased with the summer days, 1 minute it's sunny till like 9:45, now it seems to be like 10 o'clock. I feel like I don't get dirty until like, almost when the sun goes down. And we only had one shot this podcast, so I seem to feel like once we have more shots, they start getting dirty and dirtier.
Well, yeah, and now you're getting accustomed to the beer, right? Like,
that too.
Yeah.
That's true. You brought up some interesting points there. I did not watch the Mayweather and Paul fight. I did watch the highlights and I read a lot about it. But the Paul brothers brought up some good points calling out Dana White, which is interesting. I mean, this guy has a YouTube channel. Like, I didn't know who he was until all these boxing fights started to happen or be talked about. And the guy made $20 million, and pretty impressive. He stood in the ring with Floyd Mayweather, arguably one of the greats, the GOAT of boxing, for 8 rounds. Obviously, like you said, Floyd is just in there for the money. It is insane. Can you believe that guy made $100 million in that fight?
That's just it. The winner of this fight was Logan Paul, because he got just that, that big payday, and he got to step in the ring with Floyd Mayweather, who's arguably the greatest of all time boxer on the planet. You know what I mean? It's arguable, and I would argue that he's not, just so you know. but it's arguable right now. You can say he's the greatest boxer right now. The thing with boxing is that it's just so, I don't know, man. And he's calling out Dana White. I agree with Dana White saying, well, you fighters want to get paid Logan Paul money. You should have been spending more time focusing on getting your YouTube viewers up instead of focusing on fighting in the gym or whatever it was that he said. And I agree with him. Yeah, well, that's what the difference is.
But why is there still so much money in boxing when boxing?
There is. There is on those big stages, but think about how many people are up there. There's 5 fighters you can name that would make that kind of money.
But they're making a lot more money than the top fighters in the UFC.
Yeah, but the thing about boxing, and particularly Mayweather, is he has his own promotion, Showtime. He has a lot of collaborations, and he has the brand. It's all about the actual pay-per-view. And as long as us local, people exactly, and they have buys. Clearly, they have buys. They're not getting paid by the actual boxing association or whoever $100 million.
And there are big names in that fight. There was Kevin O'Leary was sitting ringside.
They're getting paid by Showtime. These guys are getting paid by Showtime.
Exactly.
That's who put out the pay-per-view.
Exactly. So it's all about brand. And you know what? Props to Logan Paul. You know what? He's probably going to be the next McGregor. Come out with his whiskey. I even read that he's looking at maybe signing with Bellator for an MMA fight. So he's building his brand. Like Dana White said, at the end of the day, it's a business decision. Maybe UFC fighters should brand out.
Fight was step in that ring and not get knocked out, and he's a winner. And that's exactly what happened.
And that was probably agreed upon before that fight.
Could have been, yeah. There was it wasn't a regular bout. Didn't count. It's a professional fight. So, it was all exhibition.
Yeah.
It was all fun and games just for the paycheck. And Showtime is owned by, Mayweather, things like that. But you're starting to see UFC fighters get paid too, though. You're not going to tell me that Conor McGregor, they're getting pieces of the pie too. They're getting pieces of the pie of the pay-per-view. UFC is still a really, really young sport, in the terms of the sports world. Boxing has been around for probably hundreds of years. UFC's only been around for 25 years, maybe more. 30 years, say, right?
Yeah, but Dana White has he's got 2 hands on the shaft, and he's not letting go.
2 hands on the shaft.
Yeah, 2 hands on the shaft.
I don't follow your metaphor, bro.
He's going like this, okay, like this, and he's not letting go. Actually, for Dana White, it's probably like this.
He's got 2 fingers on the shaft.
He's got 4 fingers on the shaft altogether.
But I think they did bring up good points, and it's interesting to see Francis Ngannou is one of the guys who's tweeting about.
Yeah, because he wants to get paid now. He's the champ. Come on, they all want to get paid.
Of course, but that's
John Jones. He wants to get paid. Like $30 million. Are you joking? The guy's been suspended for more years than he's actually fought.
It doesn't matter about his. It matters, like you said, about pay-per-view buys. People would want to see John Jones, Francis Ngannou. That would be a huge fight. So it makes you wonder.
It makes you wonder, because where's all the UFC money going? Where's it all going? In Dana's
going to the pockets of the owners.
And who are the owners?
Well, now it's a company called EDR or whatever, EDA.
The
or whatever.
Fertitta brothers sold it, but Dana White has a big stake in it, I believe.
The Fertitta brothers. I was in Vegas at a UFC one time. One of them, I think it was Lorenzo, rolled up in a Rolls Royce, literally with 4 women, and he was like walking in like this with these 4 women. I'm like, are you kidding me, man? Yeah,
that was at
those guys
Mandalay
got money,
Bay or
man.
something. Yeah. But yeah, they brought up some interesting points, and they were calling out Dana White for being pretty dirty. The Paul brothers.
Really? Oh, the Paul brothers. Yeah.
In their interviews, they called them out. Yeah, and it led to a lot of talk and back and forth on social media between UFC fighters and that. And I agree with you guys. Like you said, what Dana White said about they should have been focusing on a YouTube channel early, but it still is. There's a lot of money out there, and I don't know. I don't think the fighters are being paid fairly. Especially the bottom tier fighters that are coming up. They're still fighting. They're still risking their lives, putting on a show for all of us to watch.
Yeah.
It's just my thoughts, though.
They're not making the top tier main event guys that can pull in $1 million, have the stake in the pay-per-view. Like some of those lower end.
Yeah.
I heard once you get a UFC contract, like a 6-fight deal, like you're in the lower tier, that's $1 million contract. So I don't think that's a starving person there. they're doing okay.
Look up their fights, what they get paid for the fights. Look up this after this UFC. We'll talk about it next week. You'll be very surprised.
We'll do a fact check on that next week.
Even for Adesanya, who's the champ, he's not making what you think he's making.
I think he's not starving.
What's it average out to be per year? Annual salary.
Adesanya, I would say he's making $5 million a year.
And what the UFC has also done is, I don't know if you guys remember how
Maybe
they used to
5 to 10 million a year.
walk out with all their sponsors. They'd have the flag there. They could put their sponsors all over their shorts. The UFC stopped that as well, and they get a small cut from Reebok. So they can't even get their sponsors on there, walking out to the pay-per-views. And
Conor McGregor is on Forbes.
Not because of
From
UFC
boxing.
contract.
Because he boxed in his whiskey, yeah.
And his whiskey he bought. And it was his own branding that he has created.
Yeah, from the UFC, though. He wouldn't have been anything without the UFC.
Well, he started in the UFC, yeah.
So what about LeBron? Playoffs. I know, Ty, you've got, your heartstrings on Lakers.
Hold on. So in the Blachowicz fight, Adesanya made $600,000.
That's a good day, man.
It's not a bad thing.
For a UFC fighter moving up, fighting you could potentially be killed in the octagon.
And he fights 4 or 5 times a year. So he's that.
Yeah, man. I got to fucking work 6 years for that shit.
But yeah, that's his salary. Did he not? He got a cut of the pay-per-views and all that stuff. That's not in there.
They don't get a lot of the cuts.
They do get some.
McGregor negotiated that in his, because he was huge.
And they're getting them now.
You'd be surprised, man. But that's you're talking about one of the best in the UFC. So think about those middle tier guys making maybe 40 grand. They fight twice a year, 3 times.
Or even
a year.
the guys that are on the undercard and never even make the main card.
So what does a boxer make in the
lives.
undercard? What does a boxer make in the undercard?
On a Showtime pay per
Probably
view,
nothing.
millions.
No, come on.
Mm-hmm.
Listen.
So how many boxers? There's only probably 10 boxers in the world though that are up there that would even fight against on the undercard. There's a lot more boxers out there that make F all.
Listen to me.
Yeah, but there's 3 or 4 star UFC champions, you could say.
Okay. I'll take 600 grand. I'll go in the ring. I'll get my ass kicked. Fuck, whatever, man.
Yeah, but you would have to be
grand.
you would have to be the best. No offense, but
Yeah,
none of
and
us,
people
would
wouldn't
not
want
be
to
up
come
there.
and see you get your ass kicked. Other than me, I'll come. Us 4, we'll be there.
We'll be there.
Well, that's our show for tonight. Thanks for tuning in. Remember to get all of our content on our website from our website at www.westcoastsportsjunkies.ca. We're all there. Everything's there. You can find us, YouTube, Spotify, anything you need. We're there. Don't forget to reach out to us via email at westcoastsportsjunkies@gmail.com. And anything you need, Mike, Ty, Dan, and myself, Dirty Dan and myself are here to interact anytime you like.
Goodbye.